Diddy Combs facing more time behind bars. His release date pushed back to June of 2028 instead of May of that same year.
For years, Jaguar Wright warned the world about Hollywood. She claimed celebrities were being controlled, artists were being manipulated, and powerful people inside the music industry were protecting each other behind closed doors. Most people ignored her. Some mocked her. Others called her dangerous. But now, with Diddy behind bars, federal investigations expanding, and old allegations resurfacing online, people are starting to revisit Jaguar's interviews very differently. Because according to Jaguar, Diddy's empire wasn't just built on music, it was allegedly built on fear, power, manipulation, and secrets so dark that speaking about them could allegedly put lives in danger. And now, Jaguar says she became a target herself.
If that's even possible. Because if he was able to pull this off before he was a billionaire, look at what we got going on now. Derek replies, this is illegal. And Sean Combs, Kim Elworthy are all behind this, and you're going to just sit there and let this happen, Your Honor. And the judge says, gotta pay the bills somehow.
According to Jaguar Wright, things escalated after she started publicly exposing Diddy and the music industry. She claims anonymous messages started appearing before major interviews aired. Then came what she describes as one of the scariest moments of her life. Jaguar says trusted sources warned her somebody was allegedly coming for her at a Las Vegas hotel shortly after an explosive interview. And according to her, that's when panic set in.
Report identifying Sean Combs as the assault suspect. Do you understand what that means? What I'm holding right here in my hand in this device that I uploaded for protection of the records. See, while everybody was busy watching that sham of a sham or whatever that was supposed to be to make people think that that guy actually was finally handled up on in some way, shape, or form, God was busy making sure that Diddler is the assailant. His DNA found inside a man.
One of Jaguar Wright's biggest accusations is her claim that Diddy operated like what she calls a Hollywood handler. She alleges he controlled artists, manipulated careers, and used influence to intimidate people inside the entertainment industry. After Cassie Vendora's lawsuit became public, many internet users began revisiting Jaguar's old interviews, especially the moments where she warned people about what she believed was happening behind closed doors.
Cordello Smith said, Your Honor, I want to say this much. My mother is going to have to hear me say lies. And then she's going to think that I'm this type of person that I'm not. I'm not this kind of man that you people are forcing me to be. I want it to be clear that you can say on the record that I am a man who defended a woman and myself, and that I am being framed for multiple crimes that I am innocent of, and you know it, and are still forcing me into this with your full knowledge. Are you man enough to say that on this court record, sir? And the judge's response is, I am more than man enough to say so. Everything you said, I adopt on the record as true. You are not a rapist. You have been framed. And it was all done on our approval, and most especially on the approval of Kim Elworthy. Are you happy now? Derek responds, hopefully one day this will all come out. The judge says, not today.
Then, Jaguar Wright made an even more explosive allegation. She claimed sealed court documents connected Diddy to an old criminal case involving a man named Derek Lee Cordell Smith. According to Jaguar, the case included allegations of mishandled evidence, hidden documents, and powerful people protecting Diddy behind the scenes. These allegations remain completely unverified, but once Jaguar started discussing the alleged documents publicly, the internet exploded.
This is illegal. And Sean Combs, Kim Elworthy are those great kids that she's been holding on to and just throws it on him. And he's got to stay in jail. You don't remember right after Diddy was taken into custody, that story that came out about the inmate that sued him for $100 million and won on a default judgment? Y'all don't remember hearing about that right after he was arrested?
Yeah, it was so many lawsuits, but yes, that was one of them.
Yeah, but it was the only lawsuit where you had heard somebody at.
Jaguar didn't stop there. She also alleged that Diddy secretly visited Derek in jail using an alias. According to Jaguar, the name used was John Smith. Again, there is no verified public evidence confirming this claim, but the allegation spread rapidly online, especially after federal raids connected to Diddy became headline news. And suddenly, people started wondering how deep this story really went.
He was actually an investor in Bad Boy.
What Derek looks like right now, geez. Hell.
He's entitled to 49% of whatever Combs Enterprise has amassed in the past 30 years. Almost 30 years. That's what he's entitled to. He already won a $100 million judgment. See, this is what was going on in the background while whatever that foolishness we just watched happen was happening. This was all going on in the background. It's starting to make you wonder if that trial happened to cover this up. Everything that they've done to ruin it so people would never believe a word that came out of his mouth. See, when you start here with these transcripts from 1998, which were sealed and then unsealed in 2007 and then sat there in the clerk's office and nobody knew about it because nobody knew to come and get it. Nobody knew where to get it. Different names on the same case number. They thought they were.
Meanwhile, Diddy's real-life legal troubles continued getting worse. Reports surfaced claiming he could lose prison privileges after allegations involving prohibited phone calls and prison violations. Some reports even claimed his sentence reduction opportunities could be affected. And online, many people began connecting Jaguar Wright's interviews to the growing legal chaos surrounding Diddy.
About these weirdo lawyers, including Mark Agnifilo. You want to know what's funny? While Mark Agnifilo was sitting there making fun of baby oil and doing all of the stuff that he was doing in court and creating all of that nice guy hoopla, trying to get everyone to believe that Diddy is not such a terrible person and that he's a wonderful man and he deserves to go back to Madison Square Garden and he's going to be right there to cheer him on. Do you want to know where else he was? In Wayne County, negotiating with Derek Lee Cordell Smith.
Wow.
His victim.
Wow.
Why would he be in negotiations with him if he actually believed that everything that he said in that courtroom was true?
Sounds like a fixer.
Sounds like a fixer.
Jaguar Wright also accused Diddy of psychologically manipulating artists throughout the industry. She referenced celebrities like Justin Bieber, Usher, and Cassie Ventura. Jaguar claimed many young artists experienced emotional pressure, career threats, and toxic environments connected to the industry machine surrounding Diddy. These allegations remain disputed, but after multiple lawsuits surfaced, people online began looking at these old stories differently.
Visit Derek his damn self in 2024.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Guess what name he was using to go to that jail to visit Derek so nobody would know it was him?
John Smith?
Brother Love.
Gosh. Damn.
What is clergy?
Damn. This is very wild. What made you?
Guess where he went? Just a couple of days before HSI raided all of his properties. Me. What do I think about the powers that be? What you want me to think?
Oh, wait. What made you find this rabbit hole to go down, and how many more rabbit holes do you believe there are?
Oh. See. I live in the rabbit hole. I don't believe in what everybody else believes in. I'm telling you something right now. When you got court officials that's sitting in court, they so brazen that they're actually threatening people.
That's very brazen.
Do you see what? Do you see how this is
Well,
going?
Sean Diddy Combs facing more time behind bars. His release date pushed back to June of 2028 instead of May of that same year. The news coming after reports of Combs drinking in prison, something he denies, after he was accepted into a rehab program in prison that could have reduced his sentence by up to a year. He's also been accused of making a prohibited
This story is far from over, and if more evidence surfaces, everything could change overnight. What do you think? Is Jaguar Wright exposing hidden truths, or has Hollywood become one giant conspiracy rabbit hole? Comment below and subscribe for more deep investigations into Hollywood's darkest stories.
Representative Judah Engelmeyer telling me by phone earlier today, Tom, that yes, a three-way call was made between one of Combs's lawyers, who did bring in another person on that call with Combs while he has been at Fort Dix, but that there was nothing improper about it. But again, that is not something that you were supposed to do at all, so those lawyers should have known better. As for drinking, he doubled down and said that Combs was not drinking and that, in fact, he's been admitted into this very specialized rehab program that Fort Dix offers is actually going to potentially lower his sentence.
Yeah.
He could be released earlier because of that. So they're saying he's done nothing wrong and that any reports that he has been drinking is completely not true.
Sarah, you know, after his trial, a lot of people said he got a legal victory. It looked like he was going to be on his way out in a couple of years. How far back does this set him now?
Well, we don't know yet, Tom, because you still have due process rights in prison, right? So there's going to be an incident report if he, in fact, was drinking or there's an allegation. Then he's going to go to hearing. And if he's found guilty of it, then there's going to be sanctions. The sanctions could be that he could essentially be thrown in the hole, the shoe, the special housing unit. He could lose his privileges, and he could lose at least a minimum of 40 days of time credits, which is big. And I want to say this. Drinking in a BOP facility is as serious as committing murder in a BOP facility.
Is it really?
Yeah. As of 2020, the BOP changed the rules and reclassified drinking as one of the most severe charges in custody. I don't know to what extent this is sort of this callous sort of thinking on his part, or he just is an addict.
And you were telling me today he's writing a book.
And he's writing a book, which could cause him more problems under the Son of Sam law in New York if he's monetizing on his crime.
This is all absolutely terrible if true. I mean, Combs made such a big deal about wanting to go to Fort Dix.
Yeah.
He's trying to get out sooner than the 50 months in prison, Tom. The idea that he would be violating rules left and right within 2 weeks of getting there is really unfathomable after, again, listening to him cry and sob in front of the judge just recently saying, I want to do good, I'm sober, and I want to be released to go home to my family. So again, and like you said, President Trump, he doesn't like drinkers, okay? He doesn't drink himself. His brother was an alcoholic, and so he has very strong opinions about that. He's talked about it, and if Diddy's seeking a pardon from President Trump.
When they interviewed Dapper Dan about Diddy,
I haven't seen that one. Please.
they ran into Dapper Dan in Harlem, and they asked him what he thought about what was going on with Diddy and if he knew Diddy. And I love Dapper Dan for this. He said, I grew up with his parents. He said, and what's going on with him has been going on long before him. Now, his father was a government snitch and a bad actor in the criminal world altogether. But there's whispers in the streets of Harlem that Diddy's mother isn't alive. Not his biological mother, but that woman is his aunt.
Whoa.
There are
Wait a
whispers.
Wait a minute.
There are whispers.
Ask him for any advice or anything like that, he'll answer you 100%, and he was always willing to help. Always willing to help. That's one thing I can say about him. I learned and got to love about him. He always gave you 100% of himself. He will set things to the side and make it things his priority.
Like helping other inmates, you're saying?
Yes, helping other inmates.
Well, so that's another question. How did other inmates respond to him being there? I mean, was it divided? Was it some people were impressed, some people were starstruck, or, was it kind of like some people were angry?
At first, some people don't want to be groupies. They don't want to act like groupies. So they will try to act like, oh, that's Diddy, but we're not trying to be groupies. But as time went on, you got to understand, we all grew up analyzing Diddy. Like, he's from New York City. We're from New York. So we grew up hearing and seeing the icon, the legends, like the mogul. So now we're actually living with him. So now we're studying him and analyzing him in person. So I feel like we all got to recognize with time was that he's human. And he did something that has never been done in prison system ever. Especially in the federal system, it's about segregation. Black sticks with black, white sticks with white, Spanish sticks with Spanish, especially gang members. So Diddy was able to unify everybody, bring us together in one classroom. And we would sit there and listen and teach, and he will teach us these business ventures of his and everything, and sort of come up with our plans and our goals and really set it in order and how to go forward with it. He will always tell us successful people do what unsuccessful people won't do, and about sacrifices.
Wow.
He will show us that the work that he was doing on others was important for us to like follow, not only just follow his footsteps, but put things into our own perspective and things like that. Like, I could say in the program he showed all of us how to have really dying in NBC Brooklyn. There's a war in there, there's violence, and there's a lot, like I said, there's a lot of lost souls in there. People is hopeless, and you have people that's in there serving life. They have Sean Combs around murderers, people serving 30 years. So when you have things, when you facing those type of things, you have nothing to lose.
Right.
So it's very dangerous in there. It's very, very, very dangerous. I'm one of the lucky ones to say I made it out, because in there you could go in. I've seen brothers go in there and really lose their lives. Especially while Mr. Combs was in there, 2 people has lost their lives.
Right. I do remember reading.
Due to gang violence.
Yeah. Did he have a CO that was kind of near him? More than others, or not really?
Nah, he's a regular inmate just like everybody else.
Wow.
They might watch him. They might watch him just a little more at times, but he's just a regular inmate just like us. He's going through everything we're going through: the cold trays, the lockdowns, the police on the monitor us with the segregations. he is living what we're living. There is and there was no special treatment for Sean Diddy Combs. There's no favoritism for him in there.